Hello and welcome to 9design 3D. Today we will make this sci-fi cinematic animation in this video. Let's go to the tutorial. First, go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons and type discombobulator. We will use this for making sci-fi walls for our meshes. Add a cube and after scaling, in Tab to Edit mode, press 3 and choose some faces X and delete these faces. And after that, set your camera angle. In Tab to Edit mode, you can add extra loop cuts around your cube with Ctrl R. And with the middle mouse button, you can increase the count. Choose all the face which you want. You can delete them with the Ctrl. And after that, Shift A, choose discombobulator. As you see, it will affect first like that. From the left menu, you can change your minimum height and maximum height. For giving shape and which type you want, you can set it. With the min taper and max taper, set it up for yourself. A different shapes for your sci-fi hallway. As a balcony, we will use this. Now let's make some buildings in here. We will add a cube. In Tab to Edit mode, you can add extra loop cuts maybe with the Ctrl R and choose some faces, E to extrude them where you want. Scale these faces and for some edges, you can press Ctrl B to giving bevel. I am making actually a really low poly and little buildings because we will use a particle system for making a big city in here. For the other method, you can press I to inset some of your faces and after that E to extrude them. For making scale tidy up, you can use Alt S for giving some scaling. I am making this type of a bit sci-fi look for my buildings. For the circular shape of buildings, you can use a cylinder. Press I to inset and E to extrude them up again. Now we will add some material for this. Before all of that, I downloaded some buildings material from the ambientcg.com. Which shape or which type you want, you can use this with the typing buildings. I will use them and I downloaded them with the 2K JPEG. Now press Ctrl Shift T and choose your textures map. After choosing all of that, in Tab to Edit mode, with the A, select all U and Cube projection. If it's too big for you, you can set up your scale in the mapping node and increase your value. For the other materials, I am using same method with the pressing Ctrl Shift T and choosing my texture maps, and I am changing from scale with the mapping node. As an extra, if you want, you can add some extra material from the materials with the plus icon and assign your second material colors where you want or which type you want. You can add some extra colors for your buildings. I am adding them in a collection because we will use them in a collection with the particle system. Before all of this, you can add a plane for your scene and scale it. From your camera angle, you can set it up. Under the particle system, press plus icon. Choose Hair and Advanced, check Rotation. Under the render, choose Render as Collection. As an instance collection, you can choose your builds. As you see, they will not look in correct way. Under the rotation, you can set up Global Y. With the render scale and randomness, you can change your building scale and random size of height. Anytime you can change your materials from your buildings and it will affect all the particle systems, other buildings. And don't worry, when you make some material on it, you can change when you want. I will add another city behind these little buildings. For all of this, Shift to duplicate and after that press new particle icon from here. Now you can set up how you want this your other particle system. It will separate it your first one and you can make different changes on it. It won't affect your little buildings. And scale how you want. Now let's add some fog to our ground. For this we will add a cube in here and cover up all your scene with scaling your cube. Add a new material for this and go to Shading tab. Now you can delete your principled BSDF and Shift A. Add your principled volume and connect volume to volume. After that, add a color ramp, connect color for the emission strength. You can set up your density from here and add extra noise texture. And after that, in the principled volume, you can set your density low, and from the color ramp's black node, you can change it up your box looking. It will look like that. If you want, you can cover up all your scene with the fog. From the Sketchfab add-on I showed before how to use and download it, you can go from the top right card. I will download this HDRI with the billion star skybox. And if you want, you can use this type of Milky Way maybe. Thanks for the Alexander, I will use this. After imported, the sphere will came in here. You can scale and cover up all your city. After all of that, with your camera angle, it will look like that. Now I downloaded some MP4 file from the Pixabay. You can use them as a hologram maybe. Which shape or which type you want, you can download something. I downloaded this and this futuristic type of the MP4 files. For adding them, Shift A, Image and Images Plane. Now you can choose your MP4 file and scale it. It's not glowy, we will make it a bit glowy and shiny for this. You can delete principled BSDF and add emission node with Shift A. Connect them each other. If you want, you can set it up your strength from here. Now when you press space in the timeline, it will work like that. Place where you want. If you want, you can add some extra plane and give some extrusion for the back. Make a billboard. I added different type of these files for my scene. It will look like that in the Cycles engine. And I downloaded this neon sign from the Sketchfab add-on again. You can add this type of little things from there. Thanks for the owner Mantas. I will use this too. You can import your model and place where you want in your city. You don't have to make them separately for yourself. If you're making scene, you can download this type of neon signs from the Sketchfab add-on and you can fill up of your scene. I downloaded this Taiwan style signboards too as a low poly. Thanks for the owner. I used for my back project. You can check my other videos. Now let's make a little simple sci-fi spaceship. We will add a cube and after that you can add extra loop cuts with Ctrl R. Delete half of the vertices and add a mirror modifier. Don't forget to check clipping. After that, again add extra loop cuts. For the outside of the faces, E to extrude, right click and Alt S to scale. For choosing them, you can use Alt. And move some edges to the top. And if you need, you can add extra loop cuts too. Move your vertices, which shape you want, you can set it. After all of that, choose some faces with Alt and Shift, give a scale. Choose this side faces, E to extrude and S in Z-axis. If you want to make a bit of wheel type part of your base car, you can add a circle, delete half of it. Choose all of the vertices in tab to edit mode, E to extrude, right click and S to scale. Choose all of it again and E to extrude. For the inner part of your faces, you can eye to inset them. Which shape you want, you can make it. You don't need to make any hyper-realistic car because they will affect only moving outer of our scene. After apply your mirror modifier, you can add subdivision surface. And in tap to edit mode, add some loop cuts for tidy up of your space car. You can E to extrude some faces of it for the making some glass and windows. Again, choose some faces, E to extrude, add extra loop cuts with Ctrl R. Now we can add material for this. I will download some materials from the Blender kit. For the glass, you can assign your second material. Under the Blender kit, I will download some glass material. You can drag and drop it. For the car body, I downloaded this Sci-Fi material. If you want to make a bit glowy parts for this, you can add some emission color it too. Our car will look like that. For my corridor hallway, I downloaded this Sci-Fi floor tile from the Blender kit. Our camera angle will be here. I downloaded this Jennifer character from the Mixamo with the idle animation. If you want, you can set it up some dancing or sitting animation it too. For your little scene animation, you can download it with skin as an FBX file. In the Blender, File, Import, and choose FBX. After get up your XPX file in the Blender. As you see, it will become in here like that. And now you can move it on your balcony. These hairs, it will look a bit weird in the viewport, but when you get some render look, it will look like that. If you want to turn up your character, you can choose your armature of your character and rotate in Z-axis. And put this woman where you want. Now we will add some keyframe for our camera, but before this, go to Google and Camera Shakify. You can download this zip file from here because we will add some effects for our camera. Go to Edit, Preferences, and under the Install you can press Install and install your zip file. After that it will be activated. These add-ons work under the camera settings from the right menu. As you see, Camera Shakify in here. First, we will add a keyframe with I, location, rotation, scale. And after that, set up your last keyframe. First, with the timeline, set up your keyframe. After that, you can walk your camera and press I, location, rotation, scale again. And it will be affected like that. But it is too smooth. We will change it with the Camera Shakify after set up your camera angles. As you see, as a timeline, I made it with like that. Under the Camera Shakify, you can press plus icon. As you see, as a random is investigation, you can set up your influence and scale. With the decreasing your speed, it will make it smoother. I will choose the close-up and I will increase my influence. It will give a close-up effect for your camera movement. You can set up your speed, scale and influence how you want. I will add some keyframes for my car. I added first keyframe. After that you can move in the Z-axis if you want for your car and set up your second keyframe with I, location, rotation, scale. It will look like that. If you want, you can shift it to duplicate it and pull up with the flying cars for your scene for making your scene more sci-fi. After setting up all of things, all your keyframes, you can add extra things if you want, extra holograms or extra cars and spaceship if you want. Under the output settings, you can set up your resolutions from here and frame start and frame end. You can choose your output folder. Under the file format, FFmpeg video if you want. Don't forget to change your encoding MPEG 4, but I will get some PNG animation because my Blender sometimes crash. After all of that, you can render your animation. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later in new tutorials.